Okay, so it's a garden update, and I made one a while back, but I was being very negative in it, and so I decided not to post it. I'm just frustrated with the norm, and I didn't feel that I needed to repeat myself any further. But when I did do that, I was getting ready to harvest my potatoes, and I had shown that the leaves had started to turn um, brown and like not really brown, but like a yellow, and like a quarter way up the plant, and that's when you're supposed to harvest. And I've given some to my neighbors, and I made sure I had enough for next year. The potato seeds for next year. In fact, I kept way more than what I had planted this year because, well, this is the first time I've done potatoes, and I just love them. Well, I love potatoes. Maybe potatoes are awesome. Um, but they're just fun, really fun to grow. And so I'm going to show you my new potatoes. And oh, I harvested green beans, and I didn't tear the plants out because they're still flowering. So that means they will be producing more. And so let's have a look-see at my new potatoes. Look at how beautiful they are. They turned out, like I said, this is the first time I've grown potatoes. And they're just really fun. There's a lot of potatoes here, and like I said, I kept a lot for potato seeds for next year. That's time. My green beans look awesome. Look at these. Look how nice those are. And I've been getting lots of peppers and zucchini. Look at that zucchini. And tomatoes. And cherry tomatoes are absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So, let's go outside so you can see the update. Even though I planted stuff where the potatoes were. And what I planted was black beans, because these turned out so well. I thought, well, let's do black beans. And my acorn squash in the back died. The time that they sprayed something extra more so than normal, where I got so sick. I think there's some type of mold or something mold spores that they were spraying along with everything else, because these really weird funguses started coming up everywhere. Something I've never seen before. And actually, I've been out there pruning back everything and kind of scraping off this stuff and tossing it. But if there's any more out there, I'll show you what it looks like. I've never seen anything like it before. But since, long story short, into the stick, I decided to plant some squash since that didn't make it due to whatever they sprayed. And then my tinkering of putting the trellis in front of it instead of behind it. I did that, I believe, before they sprayed whatever extra goodie they gave us that time. They're constantly spraying, but that time I swear they added something new and gave us an extra goodie. So, alrighty then, let's head out to the garden. I was looking back at some of my past videos when I just was getting it started, and it's fun to do that. Like I said, I've made a point to not wish anymore. I'm not gonna wish anymore. But I should have, could have, would have. Gosh, I forgot what I was even saying. Isn't that horrible? Anyway, it mustn't have been that important, right? Oh, I was talking about going back. Oh, it would be really fun, I think, to do a time lapse of how, the gardens went, but I don't know. Maybe I could pull those videos from my channel someday and do that if I had a computer. I think I could probably do that if I had a computer. And we're off. Look at those mammoth sunflowers. How tall they are now. Incredible. And these look droopy right now, but they only do that during the sun, and then they perk right back up like that. They really do. And look at that corn. And all the marigolds are, the ones I planted are surpassing the ones that, the ones that I started from seed are surpassing the ones that I planted from the plant. I mean, they're just like overtaking the ones that were plants. I mean, look at how big these are compared to the plants that I planted. The plants that I planted. I mean, you can't even hardly see the plants. Oh, and my snap peas, their history. I just pulled them. I mean, there was no point in watching them mold away one by one. It was pointless. So, I'll probably take that trellis over where I planted the acorn squash and let it utilize it when it starts coming up and vining, because the trellis that the acorn squash was growing on, the sugar pumpkins have kind of attached itself to it, so I can't really I don't want to mess with the good thing. The garlic, I don't know if it's changed a whole lot. I suppose it has gotten bigger. And I just cut this back, my rose bush, because it was like starting to grow. I mean, it was getting too big. I don't want it to be that big. Not this year, anyway. Well, hopefully they'll start getting flowers on them here pretty soon. They're starting to, actually. I see those ones up there are starting to get the flower buds on. But you can tell just how really big they are from that post, street sign post. And like I said, they're drooping right now, but if I was to come back out later on, they wouldn't be drooping like that. They look sad right now, but they're not. Well, maybe a little. I don't know. And look at those things. Those things have really taken off, and those aren't even supposed to be the bigger ones. These ones here. I mean, if you go back, I went back and I looked to see what size they were when I put them in, and they've more than doubled in size. And those are supposed to be the smaller. I mean, I believe these ones are supposed to get bigger than those. That's why I put them there. Anyhow, my lemongrass is just really taken off. And that's really good for like Asian soups and stuff. Um, Asian food. And I'm not, the comment isn't racist. It's just, you know, a different culture, different food. And I have eaten some of the mustard greens back there, which are really delicious and more peppery than I thought. But I guess mustard is kind of spicy, just, you know, alone. And mm, this is delicious. I didn't think I would like this as much as I do, but this is really wonderful. Um, it's kind of got a nutty taste to it almost, and then with a hint of pepper, really good. But this is what the spraying does. Like these I these ones with, you know, this much damage from the spraying, I just won't eat that. I just won't. So you know, I'll get these ones that don't look so it's like the aluminum, the metal in there is a bad situation. A lot of people do gardening here in my neighborhood. This one lady has an open lot next to her house, where a house used to be. It burnt down a long time ago, and she utilizes it and has a big old garden. But people do a lot of gardening around here, and I wonder if they didn't add that special ingredient because of that fact. I know that sounds really paranoid, but it's not really being paranoid when they're actually doing these things. Oh, look at here. Look at him. He's eating my dill. You gotta go, buddy. I picked a bunch of these off of my dill in the back the other day. I'm not gonna kill him, but I'm gonna move him. I'm gonna move him. Um, I don't know if you've ever picked these up, but their defense is this horrible smell. That one isn't doing it. I picked this one up the other day, and it was like a skunk when you get sprayed by a skunk. It just, even after I washed my hands, this terrible smell. It was gross. But I guess that's, you know, what they do when someone's trying to eat it. I wasn't trying to eat it. I was trying to get him to stop. Actually, I must have picked 5 or 6 of them off of my dill back there. But they have been going to town on these in the front. I mean, look at that. Poor things. Well, that's what happens when you do organic, or try to do organic. They, you have to combat the bugs a lot more. But anyway, right here, and this is where the potatoes were, if you remember right. I got the black beans in this row right here, and then the squashes in this row right here. And like I said, I'll probably move that trellis probably right in the middle right here, and just kind of train it as best as possible to go up that. And I just cut back a bunch of time, and made some more bundles to dry. I mean, all this was that was as big as that over there yesterday. And these seeds that I planted a while back, I mean, it didn't take them long to pop up. In between, all that cilantro is seeding, and I'm going to go ahead and let it seed. And I'm going to throw some seeds down here today. I need to get out here and pick some of this bok choy. Or no, this isn't bok choy, I mean char. Looks like the bugs are getting that too. And my pepper plants are so tall. I've never had pepper plants this tall ever in the back. Ever. They're usually about, half that size. So next year I'm going to do things a little different, plant things a little different. I'm going to put this kind of stuff in the back because there's less sun back there, and these type of, although they do get quite a bit of shade up front, they just last longer. They don't like, full sun all day long. Like, 6 hours of sun a day is pretty good for these types of things. But I'm going to bring my tomatoes up front, I believe, next year because there's way more sun up here than in the back. And I'll probably do the potatoes and root vegetables and these types of things in the back, and do the peppers and the tomatoes, and of course some corn, things that like more sun up here. But that's the plan. If I am blessed with another season of planting, that's what I'm going to do. And my experiment of sunflowers in the pot, that many, just is a failure. I don't think they'll be getting flowers on them, but that's okay. That's okay. And to the back we go. But see, it started latching on to that. See, look at that. Isn't that crazy? I know I keep going hammering on and on about this, but I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, look at that. That is from the chemtrails. This is from the chemtrails. I mean, I've been doing gardens for a long time now. I mean, I'm not a professional gardener or anything, but I've never seen anything like this ever before in my life. This, this bombardment. I don't even know if I'm gonna get any pumpkins due to this situation. I really don't know. That sure is a cute little plant, this chamomile, isn't it? Yeah, we obviously the caterpillars are really into dill because they've been going to town on my dill. The middle cabbages look pretty good though. I mean, there's a lot of insect on the outside, but the insides look pretty good considering. And I had to cut all this back because of the mold problem. Serious mold problem. But see, the green beans are still flowering. So that means we'll get more green beans. And I've gotten a few cucumbers, but they're really starting to produce some now. There's one. I mean, there's little cucumbers everywhere. There was a bunch of them after it sprayed, and they were really like yellow, and they had, I wasn't gonna eat them. I don't know, maybe if I skin them and cut them down. I mean, I still got them in my refrigerator, but I'm just a little leery about it. I really am. I mean, we're out here breathing it in, so I really don't know that if it matters, but if I can help, not as much getting in my system, I'm going to try, you know. Look at these cute little watermelons. Look at the little watermelons. Aren't they cute, Miss Love Warrior? And the cantaloupe's going to town. And by golly, it's starting to crawl up the trellis. One little bumblebee. It's getting little watermelons all over. There's one. There's another one. And the bigger ones. I've never grown watermelon before. Or cantaloupe for that matter. Little bumblebee. Busy, busy bee, busy as a bee. Those are the same kind out there that have really taken off. The other ones must just take a little while to get settled in before they take off. I mean, I think I read the tags right. Well, it's too late now. They're in the ground and I'm not moving them. I just wanted the bigger plants to be, by the sidewalk, if you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say. Well, school's going to be starting next month. That's just right around the corner. Boy, summer sure went fast. There's another bumblebee. Oh, there's bumblebees everywhere. I wish somebody would do something about these chemtrails. I mean, people are just screaming and yelling, but I mean, why isn't anybody in Congress doing something to stop this? I mean, it's ridiculous. We all know why they're doing it. They're doing it to hide the heavens for what they truly are. I mean, anybody that has a spirit knows what's going on here. So I don't know who they think they're fooling. I mean, who do they think they're fooling? You know? They're empty shell zombies. I mean, they're gonna think whatever they want them to think, but those of us who actually are really from the living creators, we all know what you're doing. I don't know who you think you're fooling. The only one you're really fooling is yourself. I mean, your thought processes is just baffling to me. Just baffles me. I don't know if you noticed, but the dining room table's different. And no, I didn't go out and get a new dining room table. It was actually downstairs in that back room. And it looks like a storage room. And I still got the other one that was in here. This has a marble top, and the other one. I love how high it sat and the tall stools that went to it, and that bench actually you can bring over and put one chair on the other side and put that bench there to allow for more seating. But the table that was in here seated 8 people, and this can seat, 3 small children could sit on that comfortably. And I mean, 3 adults could, but it'd be kind of pushed together, but comfortably too. So it seats 6. I mean, but I need to decide which one I want, because I want to give the other one to my son, who's 29, and doing what he likes to do, but not getting paid a whole lot doing it. But one day he will make some money, but just as long as he's happy doing what he wants to do, that's what matters the most. But I want to give him one of these tables. I think I want to keep this one and give him the bigger one. I don't know. Which one do you like better, Miss Lavoyer? Do you like the one that I had up here or this one? Of all the things, to contemplate about. I mean, this is the least of my problems, but we got to think about these things once in a while. Otherwise, focusing on all this other craziness, you'll become suicidal quick. So, to fit into the materialistic world, which table do you like better, this one or the other one? Well, garden update is over, and thyme and potatoes are delicious. Actually, any of my herbs out there are delicious. Yeah, I just tied these ones up yesterday to right here. Actually, you can tell the dried ones. I mean, these are crispy now, and these are drying up real nice. I'm going to grow a bunch of stuff inside. Well, I can only grow so much, but I have that sunlight downstairs. I'm going to grow some herbs and some peppers during the winter. And like I said, this isn't a gardening channel. This is a this and that channel. And when the winter comes in, I'll probably, besides doing my little gardening under the sunlight, I'm going to get back to my sewing. And we'll focus in on Ghost Sonic, that I have not gone any farther than that from the last video, because summer came around, or spring came around, and I had to get the garden going. And when it's nice out, the last thing you want to do is sit inside when you were cramped inside all winter long for 6 months. But yeah, I will be breaking out the sewing machine this fall and starting to sew again. So we got this and that, and in between everything else, this and that and everything in between. I will talk to you later.